now ahead of the swearing-in ceremony of Karnataka Chief Minister designate and JDS leader Kumaraswamy. The newly formed alliance of Congress and JDS is all set to hold a crucial legislative meeting today in Bengaluru. The meeting is being convened to discuss cabinet berth sharing formula. Apart from resolving differences over modalities of power sharing, Deputy Chief Minister and Assembly Speaker probables will also be discussed in the meeting. Sources say Kumaraswamy will have two Deputy Chief Ministers, as the Lingayat community has also demanded the Deputy CM post. Yesterday, Kumaraswamy met Congress stalwart Sonia and Rahul Gandhi in national capital to personally invite them for the oath-taking ceremony. Kumaraswamy will take oath tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. outside Vidhan Sabha. Well, this is our top focus on the burning question today. Will the differences derail Congress-JDS tie? It is yet to start, but there are too many challenges for them to overcome. Is the fear of Modi only glue for JDS Congress? Will Lingayats be rewarded for loyalty? Will Kumaraswamy allow a strong Congress Deputy Chief Minister? And can JDS Congress provide a stable government? That is something that everybody have on their mind. All right, let me very quickly introduce my guest on the show today. Vivek Reddy of the Bharatiya Janata Party will be joining us. Kavita Reddy, spokesperson of the Congress, also with us. T.S. Sudhir, senior journalist and political analyst, also joining us on the broadcast. Let me start with you, Kavita, and the straight question would be, is Modi the glue that is holding the Congress-JDS alliance together? The fear of being decimated in the 2019 election, that's the only bottom line.
Ankit, I don't think so. It's just the Modi fear. I don't think so. That's the factor. We wanted to provide a secular government. All the secular parties should come together was the agenda. It's not that we have not done business with JDS earlier. We are currently, with them in the BBMP. And BBMP, the Bengaluru Mahanagara Palika, is about 28 seats, which is the largest one in Karnataka. And we are going steady with them from the last three years now. And we had 3 mayors. All the 3 of them have been from the Congress party. So there is already a working understanding with the JDS. Of course, we fought very bitter election battle, and that's how political parties will fight on ground, because of course we need to prove our strengths, and we did that. So that doesn't mean that we will sort of not look at the larger picture, not look at the greater aspects which the country is moving towards. I think for us the most important thing is once forming a secular government. And second thing is looking at the larger picture. I think we have about 15 of ministers who have lost the election.
Okay, Vivek Reddy of the BJP also with us. Kavita, you've made your opening remarks. Let me get in Vivek Reddy. Vivek Reddy, it is an alliance to save the secularism. While during the election campaign, Congress president called it the S in JDS stands for Sangh. Now they are saying it stands for secularism. Once again, they are together to ensure that BJP and is kept at bay.
I think, Ankit, it is all there out in the open. There is so much evidence. Whatever happened till the elections went into counting is a huge saga of bitter enmity between JDS and Congress. It was there for all to see, and as you said, the S stood, they alleged that the S stood for Sangh, it was a B team, and it was a partner with the BJP. That's how they trampled upon the JDS's prospects, only with a view that the Muslim vote was there and it should not go to JDS. And this is the opportunism of the Congress. As soon as the counting tables indicated that the Congress was routed, and there was a minimum chance of a coalition, they got together as bye-bye and they peddled this coalition. So what sort of secularism is it, Kavita Reddy, that you are proposing?
But Vivek Reddy, the fact also is you have to agree this is politics. I mean, you have been outmaneuvered. You have played this game. The BJP cannot take higher moral ground on this. You have played this game in multiple states. So let's not talk about the unholy alliances. I mean, I can go on with a list of unholy alliances for the BJP if you go on to that.
Ankit, let me tell you.
It's the same game you played. This time you have been outfoxed.
let me tell you one thing. In Goa and in Manipur, there were different situations. I mean, every state can't yield the same situation, the same factual matrix. In Goa, the Congress never claimed, though it was the largest party. And in Manipur, they made a claim, but with signatures which were not genuine. So these were micro issues there in those states. But in Karnataka, it was totally different. BJP had a clear majority. They were rejected. And the JDS was also routed. In the meantime, both of us made a claim. When both of us have made the claim, it is but natural that the governor or whoever is in charge of the state calls the single largest formation.
Sir, we have spoken about the single largest formation.
But the issue is, of course,
and with what's happened in the Supreme Court, you can't give the excuse to the governor. His conduct is also in a big question mark. And you are citing the examples. Of Goa and Manipur. What happened in Jammu and Kashmir? You accuse Mehbooba Mufti of being anti-national, of being somebody who is a terror sympathizer, of being somebody who is a sympathizer for Afzal Guru. You are sitting in government there. So let's not talk about hypocrisy on the both sides, isn't it, Sudhir, which has been exposed at least in Karnataka. It's convenience. It's convenience more than anything. Whenever it is about secularism, whenever it is about opportunism, they can use these words against each other. It only matters who can outfox each other.
Well, yes, I mean, Kavita Reddy mentioned the Bengaluru Municipal Corporation
where the JDS and Congress
have been alliance with each other.
Vivek, let Sudhir complete his argument.
Years. So in that sense, it is what I call the municipalization of the Vidhan Sauda, and that's what we are seeing after the results, the JDS and the Congress coming together. But let's also look at it, Ankit, in the manner in which the results have come out. Obviously, it is in some way a fractured mandate. The mandate is not entirely for the BJP, because if it was so, they would have crossed the 112 mark. It is definitely not for the Congress or for the JDS, but it's probably for some kind of a coalition, some kind of an understanding between two parties, and that's what the JDS and the Congress have done. Yes, it is with 2019 in mind that the two parties have also come together, because Karnataka offers the opposition parties, the non-BJP parties, some kind of a template as to what they can make work ahead of 2019 and present to the country that if it can happen in Karnataka, two parties that fought the elections against each other coming together to form a government. Similarly, if they can have a one-on-one constituency by constituency fight against the BJP. So in that sense, Karnataka will be the template, and how the government performs between now and May 2019 will actually hold the key to the success of any such formation.
You know, Kavita Reddy, if I can come to you very quickly, it's not that, apart from 2019, the challenges for the formation will start from today. You are yet trying to balance, the caste equations, the Vokalinga, the Lingayat equation. Isn't this now a test case for you? If you want to challenge Narendra Modi in 2019, both Congress, JDS will have to ensure that whatever their contradictions are, the government doesn't crumble under that, at least till the elections 2019.
Yeah, true. Before I make that point, my good friend Vivek Subbareddy forgot about what happened in Bihar and how Nitish Kumar was abused by Modi. Now, coming to your point, Ankit, I think there will be negotiations, there will be discussions when we are forming the cabinet. Both JDS as well as Congress will arrive at the numbers which we are looking at from our perspective from each of the parties in the cabinet. We are not saying that this will be perfect and there will not be discussions, there will not be debates. No, there will be, because both are two different political parties, and we will have our says in different areas, especially keeping in mind the Lingayat combination, the Okaliga combination, the Dalit combination. I think keeping all this thing, you have to give us a fair chance to say how we will form the government and how the cabinet distribution happen and who gets what. I think will be a very detailed discussion, and it's not a point to worry, because some will have to make some kind of sacrifices here and there. We already have 15 ministers who lost the elections this time. So, that combinations will probably will have to be looked at.
Vivek Reddy, I heard Amit Shah, your party president, yesterday saying that it was an unholy alliance, opportunism, the same words that you are using as well. Ultimately, the democracy and the system that we have, it is about numbers. If you have the numbers, that is all that requires for you to run the government. For the Bharatiya Janata Party, Is the fishing expedition over, or do you still believe that there are, as Amit Shah was saying, we could have got them if they wouldn't have been locked in the hotels? There could not have been any more candid admission of the horse trading that the BJP was indulging in.
Well, by locking them up in the hotel, we prevent them from exercising a free conscience. So that is the issue there. Why did they have to take them away? If they were available for, at least a discussion to express a free and conscience vote, then the situation would have been different. This is one. The second thing is the manner in which, Ankit, you got to note this. This is of marked significance, and I'd like Sudhir to observe this also. What is of issue here is, for the governor, for the people of Karnataka, for the political parties, the issue at stake is the stability. Now, you find here that a party which have been rejected by a huge margin, the rejection is not based on wafer thin margins. Parties which have been routed at the polls, these parties have come together to form. But the larger issue is, even before formation, there is such a rotten sense of division of power, how they have to divide amongst themselves, the multi-centers that they have created, how they have associated with themselves, and how they are unable to come and arrive at a minimum division of power.
Sir,
now, when they are
Mr.
unable to arrive
Mr.
at
Reddy,
this,
I get your point. You are making a very pertinent point. There are divisions and contradictions within the Congress and the JDS. There is no denying to that fact. But my point, limited point is, sir, is the fishing expedition for the BJP over? You are saying that they are still locked up. Is the BJP still trying to get in touch? Let's not take higher moral ground about conscience and all. Let's not use these words. These words have been dead and buried in politics, sir. We also know how you went ahead and tried to get the people from the Congress. If they had to listen to their inner voice, they could have listened to their inner voice sitting in a hotel room as well alone. Let's not get into the conscience and all those morality factors.
No,
will you be open? Will you be open for a government formation if there are people, those who want to walk to your side or want to vote for you?
Ankit, we have made it very clear that it is for them to form this government and then to lead the state. Because they claim that they have the numbers, and let them show the numbers. But we want stability. We don't want this fighting like Kilkenny cats. They keep fighting with each other.
That is exactly what the entire
That is what is going
Karnataka...
to happen. That is sad for Karnataka.
That's what the entire Karnataka would also be expecting. At the end of the day, it's a fractured mandate. Neither the BJP can claim that they have got the mandate, Sudhir, nor can the Congress. If the BJP have got more seats, Congress has got more vote share. In terms of vote share, this alliance at least represents more than 50% of the total voters who voted in this election. But the point, Sudhir, still remains. Is the vulnerability of this alliance over after Yediyurappa resigned, or there will be still fishing expeditions? There could still be, some sort of a surprise that is being worked by the BJP?
Well, I wouldn't rule out any kind of fishing expeditions. Obviously, the BJP needs only about 7 to 8 MLAs to cross over, and there will be many dissatisfied people, both in the JDS and the Congress, who may not get into the cabinet, or they may not get any other plum post that they may be looking for. So those kind of dissatisfied souls will obviously could be tapped by the BJP, because while Vivek Reddy speaks about the fact that this is an unholy alliance, the fact remains that it is the same people who they claim have been rejected by the people of Karnataka. It is the same people who they would be tapping into if they need another 7 to 8 MLAs in order to form a government. So do not rule that out. I think even within the Congress and the JDS, while they may officially say that this government is for the next 5 years, I think they are essentially looking at the short term, which is May 2019. Because they need to show to the people of Karnataka that Karnataka is to people of India that Karnataka is the template that they can go to the rest of the country with. So they need to make it take till the next general elections, and hopefully ensure that all the fissures that may be there between the JDS and the Congress. For instance, the JDS, I know for a fact, is extremely wary of Congress trying to play the big brother. The vote banks of the two parties kind of converge. So there would be that a sense of unease if the other is trying to eat into each other's vote bank. So there would be those kind of fault lines which would be emerging, and the BJP, like any other political party, would be well within its rights to try and exploit that in the days to come.
Kavita Reddy, the fact also for Karnataka is that even if you take it as a template for 2019, one thing is very clear, that the Congress is not going to be the face. Rahul Gandhi cannot possibly be the face of the 2019 opposition unity or the opposition campaign against Narendra Modi. In many states, like what happened in Karnataka, you possibly will have to, despite getting more number of seats, you will have to play the role of the facilitator rather than the leader. Is the Congress ready for that?
No, Ankit, I think we will cross the bridge when that comes. Today, the focus is on how we can give a stable government in Karnataka and how we can sort of unite the secular forces across the country. I think that we have set that in that ball in motion right now. I think that is what is required. And we will take one step at a time, and there are other elections like the Rajasthan elections, MP elections which are coming up. And our focus and our energies will be on those elections, and we will work towards strengthening our base in those two states,
okay,
and maybe two more states which are going to go for elections before 2019.
Vivek Reddy, there are few bypolls which are still left in Karnataka. There are 2 seats which are supposed to go for polls. Then Kumaraswamy will also have to give up his seat, one of those seats. So there are a few bypolls that the state is also staring at. What's the BJP's hope of these bypolls, and what is the strategy going forward as far as Karnataka is concerned? Is it going to be a destructive opposition that we are going to see in Karnataka?
Ankit, there are 2 pathways as I see it. One is, do we have to disrupt a group that is about to internally explode? There is so much of squabbling even before the formation of government that I doubt whether this can yield a stable formation. At best, I think you can give it 1 year, but after that, I don't think this squabbling and dissent within this group can ever yield a stable formation. So, if it falls due to its own inner house being divided, because it is squabbling within itself, and they're sitting on a volcano that is about to erupt, then we are not to be blamed. All that we have to do is build a constructive opposition and then fight on issues, and because this government will be fighting for power,
yes,
there will be rather no issues on which it can build a constructive government. This is one. The second issue is, so far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, which you asked Kavita Reddy, I'd like to add one rejoinder. I think the time has come. Kavita Reddy is saying that she wants to cross the bridge when it comes. The bridge has already come. But unfortunately, we find that we don't find them competent enough to cross the bridge.
Sir.
But the whole horde of Congress Karyakartas are so idiosyncratic about the dynasty, are such slavish adherers to the dynasty.
But Mr. Reddy,
that they simply want
Mr. Reddy, that's a good thing for you. Why are you getting worried about? That's for the Congress to figure out who leads them.
We will be able to do it.
Who leads them? If Rahul Gandhi is so weak, it's a good thing for the BJP. Why would you want to waste your time giving advice to the Congress party on that? Sudhir, what are the immediate challenges that you see for this coalition? All right, Mr. Reddy, let's get Sudhir in. Mr. Reddy, let's get Sudhir in. Sudhir, what are the immediate challenges for this coalition, and how do you see the road ahead? Have you put your money on the duration of this term already?
Well, the first immediate challenge is what you refer to, the 2 by-elections which will happen in the next 2 weeks, and both of them in Bengaluru city. So in that sense, it will be seen as some kind of a commentary by the people of Karnataka, by the people of Bengaluru, on what they think of this alliance that has been cobbled together between the JDS and the Congress. So that will be some kind of a commentary by the people of Karnataka. The second point that you referred about in 2019, about Rahul Gandhi's leadership, what we are likely to see, and that's an important takeaway from this entire Karnataka election, is that 2019, at least in many parts of South India, is likely to see the regional parties taking the lead, with the Congress playing some kind of a supporting role. So what we are likely to see is the BJP unable to make it a presidential contest between Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi. Instead, it will be many local and regional elections playing out under a national election umbrella. So that's going to be the interesting facet of the election 2019, at least in most states in South India.
Sudhir, also very quickly, what are the key challenges that you look, when you see this coalition, which is still trying to take shape and which is still trying to come to a consensus as far as how they want to rule Karnataka? What are the key challenges that you see for them?
Well, 2 challenges apart from what I mentioned immediately. Who is going to hold the remote control? Is it going to be former Prime Minister Deve Gowda, or is it going to be former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah? That will hold the key to the longevity of this government. 2, this entire perception about JDS being an old Mysuru South Karnataka party, many of the tall leaders of the Congress also actually come from the South Karnataka region. So will this government be seen more as a government which has its focus more on the southern part of the state and not a pan-Karnataka presence? That will also be a major concern, especially for people in coastal Karnataka, from where the Congress and the JDS have not won many seats, or even from Mumbai, Karnataka, where again the two parties have not won many seats. So that will remain a point of concern, and the leaders will need to kind of bridge this gap for sure.
Kavita Reddy, how is the Congress JDS going to bridge this gap? I mean, have you reached a consensus formula? What is going to be the common minimum program? How many deputy chief ministers? Because there are a lot of caste combinations as well. I mean, you also need to keep in mind Kumaraswamy is a very tricky customer. We have seen what happened in history. We've seen in 2006 how he slipped away and he went to the BJP.
I think Kumaraswamy has left behind that part of the history, and I think we are moving forward. 2 points I would want to make, that there will be clear numbers on both sides in terms of JDS, how many seats, how many berths where they're going to get, and how much Congress is going to get. I think that clarity will come in 1 or 2 days, and of course there will be a lot of game plan in terms of the caste combinations. Adding to what Sudhir said, he mentioned that in North Karnataka both BJP, the JDS as well as Congress have not much of a presence, but I tend to disagree with that, because Hyderabad, Karnataka, we still have a good fair amount of presence, and parts of the North Karnataka in a way. Of course, we have been sort of marginalized in the coastal areas, but given the fact that how the elections are going to turn out in the 2019, I think we will work towards strengthening those areas as well. But, yes, we are looking forward to how the distribution of the cabinet berth is going to happen. And, of course, it is critical. I'm not saying that, it will be all hunky-dory. There will be discussions, because we both are, big parties,
Vivek,
and, that discussions will be very,
Vivek, do you see somewhere, and before I slip into a
way.
very short break, Vivek, do you see somewhere, it was the brazen attempt, in your face, the BJP went after the government in Karnataka, and not only in Karnataka, in many other states, that possibly is also facilitating these alliances. Possibly, not only in Karnataka, but also in other parts of the country. They understand that the BJP is going to bulldoze other political parties, and the only way to survive is to come together. Isn't that now going to be a worry rather than something that the BJP should rejoice?
I think it was indeed a move by the opposition to unite that has attempted to stall this BJP's juggernaut. And this was, I don't think this was unexpected, because in politics the realignment of forces happens, Ankit, based on the victories by one party.
But Vivek, it should come as a worry, because they have successfully able to do it in Karnataka for the meanwhile. If this template goes ahead, then there is a cause for worry for the BJP.
Yes. Well, I don't think there would be any cause for worry, because there are 2 or 3 reasons for that. Let me just elaborate. One is, Narendra Modi is in the hearts of people of India. This is the first. The second is that the social axis that they are trying to build, I don't think the proponents of that social axis have the strength and the base in order to build it up against Narendra Modi.
Okay.
This is the second. So the third is, again, people see that this is a chance or an opportunism which we better not choose, because Narendra Modi is a more stable and a solid monolith for India.
Okay, monolith for India and for the BJP as well. Your bets are only hedged on Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and whether this template which we saw in Karnataka is going to be successful in 2019, whether it stops the Modi juggernaut overall. We will have to wait and see. As far as opportunism is concerned, well, that's conveniently used by all the political parties at any given point of time. Thank you so much, Sudhir. Also to Vivek Reddy and Kavita Reddy for joining me on the broadcast.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.